It's time to go on mission with Malone. Malone Roofing, Metal Walls, and Maintenance is one of the country's largest contractors, existing every day to improve our communities one job at a time. Get ready to go behind the scenes and hear from the people that make it happen for Malone, and meet the amazing people that Malone work with every day. Here's your host, Malone Marketing Director, Josh West.
Welcome back once again to On Mission with Malone. I am your host, Josh West. We're here at our home location in Jackson, Mississippi. Of course, one of 9 locations over 5 states for all of your roofing, metal walls, and maintenance needs. We've got a special guest. We've got a guy who wears so many hats. Well, he'll have to tell you all about it. But one of the things that Mickey Garon is known for is his work with insurance companies and working with our clients and making sure that client and insurance companies understand one another, talk through the lingo, and make sure that both feel good coming out of whatever situation of severe weather, of claims, whatever that may look like. Mickey is the guy. I call him Mickey Money Garon is what I call him, and so it's a lot of fun. And so we're going to be visiting with Mickey in just a moment. It's time to meet Malone right after these words.
You're on mission with Malone. It's time to meet Malone and get to know the people behind the scenes that make Malone what it is today, which is one of the country's largest contractors for roofing, metal walls, and maintenance. Once again, here's your host, Malone Marketing Director, Josh West.
We are visiting with Mickey Garon of Malone Roofing, Metal Walls, and Maintenance. And Mickey, just happy to have you in the show and happy to have you on for the first time. We're going to talk a lot throughout the weeks, a lot throughout the years. And Mickey, just let's start off with one thing that people don't realize when it comes to a storm situation, when it comes to making that insurance claim.
There's quite a few things that people don't realize, like most insurance, out of sight, out of mind. But being so involved in it, I could say that one of the main things is that if you do have a claim, wind claim, hail claim, fire claim on your roof, that you can use the contractor of your choice and have your contractor represent you along with the insurance adjuster that comes out to adjust your claim. A lot of people don't realize that. And your roofing expert that comes out can make sure everything's looked at and all the things are covered that will need to be covered to get your roof replaced back like it was from the beginning.
So, Mickey, from getting the roof replaced back to the way it was in the beginning is a long process, and it might begin with you having to step out and do your own repairs just to prevent further damage. Explain to people what I mean by that, and explain to people how much leeway they have through that process.
Okay, yeah, that's very important. If you have a claim, let's say you have a wind claim and you got water coming in, people don't realize it, but insurance policies on your property have a clause in there that you are responsible to make necessary repairs to stop further damage. If you have to do them yourself or call someone to come in, insurance will pick up that tab. It's good to call the insurance company and say, hey, look, I'm going to have so-and-so come out and stop this water from coming into my house or get this limb out of my front yard. Out of my front yard and out of my living room. They will not have a problem with that because it will stop further damage, and of course it'll be less they have to pay. So yes, you can make emergency repairs without going through a lot of hassle with the insurance company. Just make a phone call and get it done.
Now, one of the things we talked about was before we came on with the podcast, was to have your contractor write the estimate. What benefit does that do for the homeowner? And not only the homeowner, how does that benefit the insurance agency as well in terms of just being able to kind of sort through all the details of a claim? Because there's so many little elements to taking off a roof, fixing a roof, repairing a roof, getting rid of the materials and the waste.
Oh yeah, that's very important. Well, like here at Malone, we'll go out with the adjuster, look at it, and we'll write our own estimate. And a lot of times we write in the same software that the insurance company writes in. And so it starts to be about the scope of work, what needs to be done, more than it is how much money we can get, because the money's going to be there because we're all working from the same prices. But if you have your contractor there pointing out things, making sure that the adjuster doesn't miss anything, not that they would on purpose, but sometimes you just never know, and also having an estimate to back up what the contractor has stated that needs to be done to make your roof whole again. The whole thing about insurance is to make your roof back whole like it was before, or even better.
One of the things that is an important part of that process is understanding what your deductible is, understanding when you put your policy in place, what you can afford in terms of out-of-pocket expenses when you have a loss, when you have that insurable loss to your roof. What is your advice to people when they're putting those plans in places, when they're purchasing homes, when they're maybe thinking about trying to save some premium, but that might not be the best if they can't afford the out-of-pocket for their deductible?
Well, basically, an insurance policy or property or casualty is it's a contract between you and the insurance company. The more you're responsible for, of course, the lower your premium is going to be. So a lot of times you can choose your deductible. Some people have a $500, $5,000. I've seen $50,000 deductibles to get a low premium. But your insurance agent can really guide you on that, and it's good to make sure that whatever your deductible is, that you are ready, willing, and able to pay that amount, because it's basically against the law for a contractor to waive that deductible. You have to be responsible for that part of your claim.
We're joined by Mickey Garon of Malone's Jackson Division. As we mentioned and told at the top, Mickey, you are kind of the man when it comes to the insurance claims, but what is your official title? What am I officially supposed to call you? Because we're running out of time in this podcast. We're going to have you back for a follow-up to this immediately. But what would be the official title when people call and want to ask for you?
Well, basically, business development is my official title, but of course I'm in sales, and also help sell our service department and our paneling division. But basically I'm a insurance specialist for Malone. I am not a licensed adjuster. I'm not a licensed public adjuster. I don't work for any insurance companies at all. I work for Malone. Over the past, we've seen damage where the insurance company just doesn't pay enough for any roofer to replace it properly. So I've got involved and took some courses, went to some schools, studied under some people, and I've learned, and I learn every day, but I learned that insurance companies, of course, are out there to make money, but they do have a responsibility to pay you what your policy says you're due, and we can read through your policy real quick and say, hey, this is what they're supposed to pay you, and I can work with them, partner with them, help them, or even write the estimate for them, and everything goes so much smoother, and it's a win-win for the customer, insurance company, and for Malone. So that's what I do. Call it whatever you want.
Well, you heard it from Mickey Garon, the insurance specialist of Malone Roofing. Well, that's going to be all for this podcast. So what we are going to do is we're going to re-rack it, and we're going to get a second part. We're not going to let Mickey go anywhere. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to go and download part 2 of this podcast, talking insurance, talking claims with Malone insurance specialist Mickey Garon. And if you've got more information, if you've got questions, if you want to speak to Mickey, you can just pick up the phone, call 1-833-7-MALONE. You can also reach out to him through our website, ecmalone.com. So again, we appreciate you for joining us. We'll be back with more. You've been On Mission with Malone.
You've been listening to On Mission with Malone, the podcast of Malone Roofing, Metal Walls, and Maintenance. For more information about Malone, go to ecmalone.com or call 1-833-7-MALONE. On Mission with Malone has been a production of Malone Media.